Real hot girl shit. It ain't always about what you like, sometimes it's about what's right. I'd rather be a B-I-T-C-H, cause that's what you gon' call me when I'm trippin' anyway. You know you can't control me, baby. You need a real one in your life. The bitches ain't gon' give it to you right. I'd rather be a B-I-T-C-H, cause that's what you gon' call me when I'm trippin' anyway. You know you can't control me, baby. You need a real. If you are just now tuning in, I'm swaying to the sweet sounds of Megan Thee Stallion, B-I-T-C-H. Sis, please don't sue me because I do not own the rights to that music. But this is the Black and Balanced Podcast, and I'm your host, Kirsten Simone. Thank you for joining us on this sweet Sunday. We like to think of this space as a happy medium between ratchet and righteous, and today on the show, we have my good sis, Vanessa Perkins, the owner of Brown Sugar & Co., where you can get all of your shea butter needs, your body oils, all your essential natural shit. Sister, can you hear me?
I can hear you. I'm letting you know right now we got some majors going on out of nowhere. Such is life. But...
Okay, so my good sis is in Atlanta right now, and you know what's going on in Atlanta. It's the All-Star Weekend, so people are getting carried to the hospital, I'm assuming. That's why we hear the ambulance, and that is totally okay. It is life, or not, or death. Because sometimes, but let's just pray for that person in the ambulance. Hallelujah. Sister, how are you? This is my kindred spirit, y'all. So let me just get into something before we start the show so y'all can completely understand this relationship. So today's conversation is going to be very non-conventional. And because it's going to be non-conventional, well, I have Vanessa on the show because it's going to be non-conventional. Because she and I have a great conversation in our own little world. We really... we're probably sisters in a past life or the next one, who knows. So today's conversation is going to be about how we empower ourselves as women, how we have taken back power. And because you probably didn't hear the intro song, because I don't own the rights to that shit. It was B-I-T-C-H by Megan Thee Stallion. That's one of my songs. But we wanted to talk about the word bitch to start out.
Man, I remember my first time ever seeing somebody call somebody a bitch, and I was just like, oh my God.
Like, do you remember who called you the word bitch the first time?
Yes.
Who was the first person to call you the word bitch?
A family member.
Wow.
Yeah, it was
okay. Immediate family or
my immediate family? Yeah.
Your immediate family. Okay, keep going.
Because I was raised by my grandma, so like it's like my grandma, my auntie, my uncle. Those are like my brothers and sisters. I have brothers and sisters, but those are like my brothers and sisters. So
got it.
Yeah. And it wasn't good, and my feelings was so hurt, like so hurt. And in my family, we have such a loose tongue, so you can call somebody a bitch and it just be like, you know. But I was maybe like 12, 13. And I cried. My feelings was hurt.
Yeah.
So that was my
but you know what's crazy? How exactly what you just said is something that like I want to contribute to the conversation as to how Black women have learned how to just mask the shit. Because you said the word bitch was just so you just say it. People just say it. Everybody just say it. And that's kind of how it is in our community. So it's either you get immune to it or you be offended by it. And if you're going to be offended by it, my nigga, you're going to be offended for a long time. A lot of time.
You're not going to last.
You're not gonna last. So, like, when you texted me this morning, because for those of you watching and listening, this is my baby. So we are always talking. She said, bitch. I'm like, that's perfect. That's exactly what I want to talk about today. Because I know what that means. Mm-hmm. When you text me and you be like, bitch, I know what that means. But if you be like, look, bitch, I know what that means too. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So like we have really taken back that word to not be offended by it anymore and redefine how we say it, what it means. And Black women got a thing of doing that. I just want to let everybody know that this show is basically about the fact that we the motherfucking blueprint.
Period. Ben, always gonna be Ben, honey. What you mean?
Just make a long story short. Yeah, so that's what Vanessa and I are here to talk about today in celebration of of Women's Month. And, you know, we just closed out Black History Month, but we are the mothers. So I wanted to talk to you, sister, about what makes you feel empowered as a woman. As just a
Um,
woman first.
okay. So, as just a woman, the power of seduction. Y'all, every day, something surprises me with this power because I'll just be doing my own thing, and I know I'm a little jazzy, I'm a little extra. So I'll be doing my own thing, might have a little sway, and I'll look over and I'll just notice like somebody just like, and I'm like, hi. But
Mhm.
it never ceases to amaze me, and it also never ceases to amaze me on where I can use it. I've gotten a job through people, and it's not seduction. It's the saying, a man being seduced by me. It's just the art of seduction in a whole, because you can
As
seduce.
absolutely, you can seduce anybody. It's not
Yeah,
just
they ain't even
yeah.
gotta necessarily be attracted to you, but you can still seduce them.
But
So
no, I think that attractive is subjective as well because someone can be attracted to you. Someone can be very attracted to your spirit. Someone can be very attracted to your
that's true.
confidence. Someone can be very attracted to, who you are as a person and how you present yourself
Mm-hmm.
at first impression. And
Mm-hmm.
we really over sexualize attraction.
Mm-hmm.
But you can get opportunity based off of a motherfucker being attracted to you
One
in
way or
whatever way suits them. You know what I'm saying? Really, ain't got nothing
mm-hmm.
to do. You're just being your natural self, and they're attracted to that. So there, and an opportunity lies there. And I think that a lot of times, women are shamed for acting where opportunity lies.
Oh, I don't understand that. I ain't never gonna understand that because doesn't everybody?
Doesn't everybody? I mean, isn't the first? I mean, aren't you supposed? Self-preservation is a thing, and it's not necessarily just about. And but when we do it, it's sexualized. When we do it, it's
Mm-hmm.
diminished. When we do it, our value is depleted. But when anybody else does it, it's using you got to get what you want. If I can give you a Ronnie Ho quote or two.
Period. And I don't understand the part where it's like, okay, anybody else can do it. When we do it, it's a problem. But it's only a problem when one is acting on said opportunity and they realize it's not what they thought it was. Like when everything's agreed to, everything's fine. But when everything's not agreed to, now it's a problem. Now I'm this, now I'm that, and it's just like,
When we gain the power, that's what it is. But that's why I feel like, it's so important to define your own self and then allow what you see worthy to define you
exactly.
versus allowing what someone else has infringed on you to define you and to empower you. And that's why I'm really happy I'm talking to you because you are a multifaceted woman like myself. And you have not allowed a damn thing to define you thus far since I've known you. Lots of moving, lots of redefining, lots of exploring. So, can
Mm-hmm.
you tell me what it's kind of been like as a woman approaching her 30s
Mm-hmm.
doing that?
Well, I don't know. I just do. I've always been that type of person. I never really overthought too much of nothing. Like if it's something that I wanted to do and it made me happy, I just did it. And
Mm.
then hearing the saying of, do what makes you happy, fall in love with what you do, and all that kind of stuff. Like we say that, but then when someone does it, if it doesn't fit the criteria in that person's head, then it's a problem. But for me, I don't care what it looks like because I'm happy. Everybody want to be happy, right? I'm
Have
happy.
you always been like that where you didn't care?
Yeah, because I didn't. At first, it was because I didn't know to care. I was just
Hmm,
very aloof,
interesting.
naive, just doing my own thing. So I didn't even know that me being who I was a problem for someone else. Like someone else would be trying to get there. I didn't know that was the thing. That's actually relatively new. I would want to say within the past maybe 2 years or so that I really just realized that it's a thing because I've always been like this. Everybody in my family, for the most part, especially my grandmother, that's what she raised us as. Do what you want to do, worry about yourself, make sure you're okay, make sure you're happy, do what's best for you. And my grandma, child, she not the average granny. Like, if
I
that's
was just that was my next question. Like, did you have examples of unconventional black women in your family that kind of contributed to how you are?
like I have my grandmother. My grandmother, she's 70 now. She's slowing down now. But baby, 60, 50, she's still shingling her roof, cleaning out her gutters, gardening, child, driving cross country. My granny know how to do plumbing, lay down floors,
Wow.
all kind of stuff. Like, child, if it need to get done, she gonna learn how to do it and she gonna do it. And that's where I got that from. I have an auntie, big tomboy, super pretty, tall, pretty thing. Big tomboy, did what she wanted to do, how she wanted to do. Very strong, very opinionated. Like, what she said is what she said. Like, it wasn't. I was so used to seeing, like, as far as TV was concerned and what people were trying to tell me to be as far as elementary school, middle school, like girly,
And
quiet,
what you be delicate and yeah.
you know. And it's just like, I don't know how to do that because I don't have that in front of me, so I don't know. But yeah.
One thing I love about our generation is we really like we have found a way to warp what we consider success, what we consider, ladylike or a woman or empowering more so. For me at least. What we consider empowering. Like I feel empowered when I take a trip by myself. Like I feel like, yes, I got this. I don't need nobody to protect me. I'm exploring, I'm doing my thing. I feel empowered when I wear what the fuck I want to wear, or when I take a really bomb nude and you know what I mean? Like feel good about that. Like, it's different things that empower us because those things were shamed for so long before us. So what do you think is something that empowers you the most? That was not necessarily considered empowering to the women before us?
I think really not asking permission. Like,
That's deep.
just kind of being me, like just doing, like, because that's something I did notice. Like, a lot of women would ask permission one way or another, like whether it was, how do you think this looks, or is this a good, versus doing what you genuinely want to do, because everybody know what they want to do. That's why when you ask, like, which one, you kind of already got your heart set on one, but you just ask anyway for whatever reason, and then they might pick this, and you like, because you already like this one. You know what I'm saying? So like, I just be like, so for me, that's empowering. And it's even more empowering when I do that, and then I get like some type of, I don't know, like a compliment of some sort in anything, like
Gratification.
yeah, some type of gratification, like from a child, a person, anything. I just be like, okay, I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. Good. Like, you can see me. Great.
Yeah. And you know what? So let's break that down real quick before we keep going, because I want to explain something. I want to express something. So sometimes I think people have the misconception that women or people in general, maybe not necessarily just women, do things just for ego stroke, just for that gratification. And but it really is deeper than that, because it's like I might be I might be doing my shit and it really inspires somebody else's to do their shit unapologetically. And they might not have had the courage or had the, you know what I'm saying, like inspiration to do that prior to me. Or I might be doing this because it really makes me happy and it really makes me feel good. And it's a milestone that I'm overcoming, that I feel good about doing my decision. I made a decision on something and I'm seeing that shit through. So we don't know what that looks like on people. And I think that women have done a great job of taking what the fuck we want to do and executing that unapologetically to the point where we are able to, back our own selves and not look for permission and explain like, no, I'm still a woman, I'm still a mom. I always resort back to this example, and I just tweeted about this earlier this week. I love how Sierra does her. She still, let me tell you something. Homegirl last week was twerking on a boat to Cardi B.
Oh yeah, I was asking you about that tweet. I was like,
that's exactly who I was talking about. I'm like, Sierra, like she's living that's the redefined, you know what I'm saying, Black American dream for me. I want my husband to be like, yes, that's my wife. She's the boss, she's the mother, but that bitch is twerking on the back of our yacht on the middle of a week on a Wednesday, because that's who she is. That's what makes her happy. And nobody is judging me for that. I'm not a bad mom. I'm not a hoe. I'm not a, you know what I'm saying? X, Y, and Z. I'm not a label because that's something that I enjoy doing.
And it's so hard because people gonna come with it anyway. Like, regardless, I'm almost positive, even though we might not see it, I'm almost positive somebody probably call her all types of slut hoes and
Oh, of course.
this, that, and the third. I think after a while, you just really genuinely have to not care, bro. Like,
Listen, I don't understand. I hope that Sierra never cared when it comes to her, particularly because it's like my nigga is a millionaire.
mm,
Please be quiet. Like, and he brought me
um,
into that love. So please don't.
and
You know, like
he definitely takes
please don't
care of
ever think
our
your
children.
opinion is yeah, like she's a very well taken care of woman. And not only that, but I can live my life how I want to because my relationship is secure. I am secure in who I am. And I think that that's really key. Like once you become secure in who you are and you know what defines you and what does not, and unattach yourself to titles and to expectations and to timelines,
Mm-hmm.
you get to really live. You get to really explore. And that's what I love about, this new energy that has come over women as of late, as maybe like the last 10, 15 years.
Yeah. I think I want to like, and for me, what really got me like to start, because I'm very sensual. I'm very sensual. I used to be a dancer. I still dance today, but like that's just my thing. So for me, what kind of started that was, well, me not feeling ashamed and feeling secure in that part of myself, the sensual side of myself, was definitely between Amber Rose Slut Walk
Oh
and
yeah.
between Cardi, like popping as hard as she was popping back in like what 2014. Like,
Hmm.
girl, seeing somebody who was like the me that's at the crib that don't nobody know
Yeah.
about out in public, like, and then like getting love for it, I'm like, so that's okay. Like we can do that. Like,
Right. Like it gives you hope. It gives you permission, kind of.
yeah.
Like, oh shit, I can be myself. I can be this kind of girl as well. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? And like that is the whole point. That is the whole purpose. Is people learning how to accept others that are different from them and learning how to accept people that are multifaceted because someone might have met you in a professional setting and had no idea that you would be even having a conversation like this one right here.
Oh yeah, for sure. I be telling people all the time, like I just look like this. Cause I talk to anybody. Matter of fact,
Dead ass.
like I was
Dead
talking to
ass.
my barber. This nigga, we gonna we ain't going. But this, yeah, it's you just got to be secure at the end of the day, and that's a journey too, though. That's a journey too, because I lost, even though I kind of started off like this because of who I was raised by. I lost
Mhm.
mine maybe what 2019. I lost my security in myself. Like I started hanging around people, and this is the thing that people do. Now I ain't gonna say everybody do it, but it's just my experience. So you meet people, you be yourself, everybody loves it, quote unquote, so they say. And then
Right.
and then you run into people who get so close to you because they are attracted to this flame. However, they're trying to put it out, you know?
Mm.
And you don't know. You don't know. Because people can put on a face all day. So for me, I had people put on a face, get close to me, try to blow my flame out, and they were real close, had me questioning everything I was doing, child. I'm talking about, to me, from me talking to myself to me like just being me, how I dress and everything, because it
Mhm.
made them, my security in myself, not necessarily the way I dress or anything like that, but my security in myself made them uncomfortable because they then projected their uncomfortability on me, and it's just like,
So how do you come back from that? How do you like
for me,
rescue yourself basically? Because in those moments you have to know like ain't nobody coming to save you.
ain't nobody coming, especially when I was living in Las Vegas alone by myself, like
No family, no.
one friend that I didn't let in until recently. Like, so
Yeah.
no. To be honest, I prayed like I was crazy. I'm talking about, if anybody would have seen me, I'm probably gonna tear up. If anybody would have seen me in that house, y'all would have thought I was nuts. Like, and I didn't know, like, being in that space is so dark
Mhm.
because you
Shadow
know
work.
yourself. Hmm?
The shadow work.
Yeah, because you know yourself for so long, And now you're in a space where you don't think you know yourself, so it's dark. Like, I got on my knees and I prayed. I got on my face and I prayed. And I didn't talk to nobody else about it. Like, it was just straight me and God. Straight who, and then for me it was at the time whoever God is, because we have so many different names, so many different things. I'm just like, look, I know that there is a power well above me. I know that there is a creator of this universe, because we ain't never seen this before ever. So whoever that is,
help me, nigga.
I would like to know what's going on. You know,
help me.
And then for me, and we going, because this is, I don't know, I'm finna get a little bit off. I don't know if you wanna. We talking?
we talking.
Okay, we talking. So for me, it led me back to the Bible, but it didn't read the same after going through something like that. It read different. It didn't.
Okay.
It wasn't the same Bible that I read when I was 21, going to church every Wednesday, Thursday, fasting here and there. You know, it wasn't that same Bible for me. It was, but it wasn't. So
what was different? What was different in your religion?
I added myself in the equation.
Okay. Explain that.
I kept like just praying to the God outside of me and not the God inside of me. Like, I kept thinking of, like, you know, even though I know better, I kept thinking of like a man in the clouds. I kept thinking of, like, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, yes, there is an entity outside of you, but it is also in you, because you ain't never seen you before, just how you ain't never seen me before. You know what I'm saying? This is the only you see, if that makes sense.
That is exactly how I feel about God and higher power. I'm very glad you said that, and that's why I wanted you to unwrap that thought so you could get right to that point.
Oh, okay, cool. As long as I'm free to talk, because you know some folks be like,
No. I want you to talk, because I want that. That's also another aspect of what we're talking about, is how to empower yourself as a woman, and how we have allowed ourselves to redefine that. We also have redefined what we believe to be the highest power. And for myself, I was raised not necessarily Christian, but I did go to church a lot. You know, my mama wasn't every Sunday type of person, strict about it. No, we went to church. If I was in my 18th class, I definitely went to church. But I was raised to believe in God, Jesus Christ, the Holy Spirit, all of them. However, as I've gotten older, I believe that there is a God, but I also believe that I am a God, and I believe that my higher self does an impeccable job of guiding me. Now, not to say that I'm the only source and I'm the ultimate source, but I'm definitely an impactful source. I do not. Something in me, So I think that allowing myself to redefine what I believe is the highest power frees me from feeling like I have to attach myself to a religion.
Can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
What is that? Can you see me?
Yeah.
You sound staticky on my end. Am I moving slow?
No, I hear you completely. You said that's your side.
Give me a second, because something just happened. Okay. Okay. Sorry about that. But yeah. What was the last thing you said? I didn't hear anything you said. It was staticky.
What was the last thing you heard? No, I remember the conversation, but like, what was the last thing you heard? At least no one's watching me consistently. I'm finna say bye to Instagram.
I can cut all of this out, so that's not a problem.
Okay. But I'm live. I'm live, so it's okay. Can you take me off? Take me off alive.
Oh, you don't want to record? You do it?
Yeah.
All right.